G chord isn't just this. A G chord can be the bar, it can be the triad version, it can be a triad with little embellishments, which is the very Hendrixy, John Frusciante thing. It's all this kind of thing. And then it might change chord. But still, all that time, even when I change chord to an A minor, I'm still thinking G, because I know I'm coming back to G. When I do this, I'm doing that because I know that works with G. Those other chord positions, if we think about this, you know, as the cage system, that's a G shape in caged, because it's the G open chord. The next one would be E. That's an E shape, but from the 3rd fret. We got a G power chord as well. Got a G 3-finger power chord. We got another G power chord like this, which is using 3 notes. That's at 5, 7, and 8. That's using 3 notes from the D, from caged D. Then we've got a C on acoustic, and in this scenario, I play a C shape like this, which is just 2 fingers of the 3-finger C shape, because I might want to do a lick like this. Like a John Mellencamp kind of style. That's a kind of thing he would do. And then we get back to the A shape, which is here. One kind of wildcard song I have on my list is actually This Charming Man, because This Charming Man starts up here at 12th fret if you're in standard tuning and we're treating it in the key of G, which it was written in. He'd play. Why does he start here at the 12th fret? Because Johnny Marr knows that's a G chord. And when he starts the song, it starts on as if it's a G chord. The chords would be like G, 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 D, A minor. So on and so forth. All that intro works over the G chord. So that's a bit of a wild card one. But the biggest one that you can nick the most riffs from and licks and ideas, you've probably guessed it already, Wish You Were Here. Wish You Were Here gives us 2 great options. Literally G major pentatonic, even though the first chord would be E minor. We know E minor is the relative minor to G major. And even other songs, the next song option would be the Joker. Again, so many riffs that you can nick from that. That's using the major scale. But the major pentatonic is very useful because we've got this second part that we rarely in songs, we rarely do that in G. We normally slide from 2 to 4th fret because it's more lyrical to do this. Then we also try not to go from like one note that's really bright and then one duller note, because they're on different strings. You can make that work, but it's a thing, and it's often more lyrical to nick stuff, basically. See, I'm playing kind of like Wish You Were Here, but not quite. That is exactly what you want to be doing when you're trying to really acquire the skills of a song rather than just learn a song. It's really, really important. The joker's really important because that's the major scale. And that alongside Sally Cinnamon by the Stone Roses is really really important. And not only does it give you that, it gives you a few other places to play it as well. Because I think on the original, it's played here between fret 5 and 7, and then briefly going down to the 4th fret. So learning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, same as here. You can do that same thing 3 times. I highly recommend it with this specific riff. And that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is from this G note at the 5th fret of string 4, which we can also do at 3rd fret. And that octave idea of finding all the G notes and being able to play the major scale from them means you got them wherever you need to use them.